Bye! My name is Deborah. I love to crochet, knit, sew, and talk about all things fiber arts. And today I'm doing my second knitting podcast. We're talking finished objects. One finished object. We're talking whips. We're talking acquisitions. And just a lot of yapping about fiber arts in general. So, I'm gonna start this podcast off with my favorite finished object of the year. I know we've just started. Yes. No. Yes? Yes, we're gonna start with my first finished object of the year, my favorite. I've posted this everywhere. I love this so much. It's the Clamshell pattern by Amy E. Anderson. And I talked about this pattern in my video about free knitting crochet and hooded scarves patterns. And I saw this pattern and I was like, you know what? I want to make this. Put it in my Ravelry, finished it in a weekend or like 4 days. And I'm obsessed. I wear this everywhere, non-stop. It's already like, it's not pilling, but you can see the wool is already like a little woozy. And this is so nice. I want to make it in, I kind of want to make it in pink, where the knitted part is pink and the ribbing, the garter ribbing is in red. I really, really want to do that, but I'm a little bit on a yarn ban. I will explain later why that is. But it's so pretty and it fits perfectly and it was really easy to make. The increases are really easy. The pattern is short and sweet. There's a short version, which basically short version is just shorter legs for the scarf part, and then there's a longer version. I did the longer version, but I accidentally cast off a little too early on my second leg, but you can't see it. You can't see it. When I wrap it around my neck, you can't see it. And it's warm and it's a hood and I love it. I wear it as a scarf by itself. I wear it as a hood. I love this. And it's free. It's a free pattern. Guys, go make this freaking pattern. It's amazing. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I wear this nonstop. I really want to make another one. I'm going to make it again. I am going to make it again, period. Yeah, it's amazing. The garter stitch is easy. I had never done, I've done a garter stitch before. My first scarf that I'm never going to finish and never finished was garter stitch, but I kind of forgot how to do it. So I looked up a tutorial just to, make sure I'm not making a mistake. But then I did the scarf part, that's the most boring part because it's always the same. But then when you do your increases, gotta keep your head in the game, but not really because it's not that hard. And yeah, it's just beautiful. And then the shape it has on your head, because you're pulling on it, it just forms perfectly. I'm not gonna block this because it doesn't matter to me, but it's amazing. Of course, I used Julia yarn from the Zeeman to make this because I'm obsessed with that yarn. But this is my one and only finished object, and I love it. This is a 10 out of 10. Everybody go make this. It's awesome. I'll put the link to it in my description, but it's beautiful. I love it so much. Next, we're going to talk about my whips, and I finally blocked this. I'm going to mention it later again when I talk about my acquisitions, but I blocked it on a blocking mat with blocking needles, and let me see if I can stand a little further. I blocked it on a blocking mat and the drape is beautiful. It's falling down perfectly over my button here, so that's literally what I wanted. It fits perfectly and it looks amazing. And update for the pattern, I am working on the pattern. It's gonna take some time because that's a lot of work. Wow, almost done writing the front panel. I just have to write how I did the sleeves, then obviously just still do a back panel and the ribbing, and decide how I want to finish it off, because the ribbing right here is just a cast off, but It's not ideal, so I'm gonna have to think about how I'm gonna finish that as well. But writing a pattern is hard, guys. Damn. I mean, that makes sense, but it's not easy. The fun part is designing, and then you're like, yeah, I'm making it, I'm finishing it. Great. I'm writing. I thought when I wrote down everything in my booklet that I was already pretty thorough. No. There's a lot of things where I'm like, okay, I did this, but like, that's not all the information I need to know how to do this again. So yeah, working on it. I'll show you the whip. If you want to have a little more control, sometimes I ask questions in my community posts if I'm not sure about a YouTube video or an edit or something, or what I'm going to post. But usually I post questions on my Instagram, so if you follow me there, you would have already known the colors of my second time making the vest, of my second attempt at making this vest, and it's purple and beige and white as the accent color, and it's so pretty. I really like these colors. I had a few other options, but I didn't know, so I just gave 3 options to the people who follow me on Instagram, and this is the result. So I'm done with the front panel. Looking good. I have to, as I said, write down what I did to cast off for the neckline, and then I can start on the back. The back flies by. It's really easy. The only question I have for the back is I do not have enough yarn left to make it in this purple color, so I don't know what color I should use. I might use white, or maybe I should just do beige. Yeah. Oh, do I have enough beige? I don't think I do, because I need 94 grams to do the back, and I don't think I have enough to do it in beige. I still have to think about it. I don't know. But the most important part is actually just the construction and not the color. But yeah, still have to think about that and still have to finish that. But it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. Designing this is hard, but it's happening. I'm doing it. I'm working on it actively. We'll see when I actually finish it, but get ready. I will definitely post on my Instagram and YouTube about where I'm at in the process of designing this and asking for test knitters. Also, thank you guys so much for you guys' reaction. You guys are so excited. That makes me even more excited. So I really appreciate you guys' excitement about the vest. Okay, that's this. I'm obviously again using Julia yarn. All of the colors are Julia yarn in this vest, from the Mom. And the purple color I got from friends of mine who were so sweet, and we were meeting up because I hadn't seen them in a long time, and they bought me yarn. Yes, and then I have. Let's talk about a whip I mentioned in my other video. It's the Nordic mix sweater by raglan, I think. I hope I said her name right. I haven't honestly really touched this a lot since I last filmed, but I have increased and I'm almost done with the yin yang signs, and I'm almost ready to get to the second level, I guess, of the patterns. I don't remember if I said that in my last video, but I made a mistake. I'm gonna continue to work with the mistake because I don't want to unravel this. I know it's funny because it's my name, but I don't want to do it. So I'm not going to do it. That's how far I am with this. Not a lot of things to say. It's honestly pretty calming. I thought this was going to be really labor intensive. I mean, it is, don't get me wrong, it is labor intensive. It's a lot of work, but it's pretty, like once you already have a few patterns, a few little repetitions done, you kind of get into the groove of how to figure out what color has to go where, and still not catching floats, still happy with the fact that I'm not catching floats. That's fine. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. I think I'm going to be able to pick this back up once my other whips, because I had whip mania, casting on mania. I have been casting on a lot of things. So yes, we're dealing with all of that. But the Nordic mix, I'm using Drops Charisma in chocolate, and I don't know what the other color is called, but it's like the sea green, in sea green, yes. So that is where we're at with this. And the next whip I cast on recently is where I need you guys' help. So I made a design a few days ago for a yellow, kind of dark yellow to lighter yellow vest. This is what it looks like. I hope you can see the design. So what I wanted the design to look like is like a dip dye kind of color that was inspired by this book by Larka Bagger. She has a section in this book. Now I have to see if I can find it. So it's the Ombré t-shirt. I learned this technique by reading this book, obviously. And I was just obsessed with it. It looks so cool. It looks like you dip dyed it into a pool of color. But that's not the technique. So I wanted to use that technique to create a different shades from dark, kind of orangey to yellow, because I really wanted to create a yellow top. I made a design, I had a vision for this top, and I wanted it to go from orange to yellow. I have kind of a deadline for this. If I don't meet the deadline, it's fine. But I kind of have a deadline for this. I want it to be done next week. I think the 15th of February. So I want to put pressure on myself, but I'm also like, it's not that important. And I'm not also 100% sure about the design, but what I do want it to have is a folded over neckline, raglan tee, and maybe crossing in the front, maybe just a front and a back panel. I don't know. But what I need you guys is first, I don't know. But what I do already have is swatches. I did my first swatch on 9mm needles and tripling the yarn. But this is too thick for me. Like, it's too warm. I'm not going to wear this, but it looks really cool. So I was happy that the technique worked because you can see it's like a gradual orange to yellow situation. Then I made a second swatch on 7mm needles and I doubled the yarn instead of tripling it. I'll show you the yarn I'm using to create this in a second. So I liked this and I kind of was like, yeah, I'm gonna use double the amount of yarn and create this effect and it's gonna be good. I've started it, but I think it's too dense still. Like, this is the start, this is the collar, and these are my increases, like the places where I increase, but it's too dense. I'm fighting for my life to get the needles through every time. It feels super uncomfortable. So I'm gonna unravel this because it's annoying. And also, I need help with my tubular bind off. I suck at it. I don't know how to do a tubular bind off, and it honestly makes me feel really stupid. So I'll show a video of me doing it. So I'm gonna explain what I'm doing so you can see what I'm doing. Don't look at what I've done before. It looks horrible. Here we are. So this is the collar. This is knit stitch, and this is a purl stitch. This is my darning needle. I go in as if to knit into the first stitch. I cast this one off. Then I go in as if to purl, skipping one stitch before I go in. Then I do the same thing in the first stitch as if to purl. This one is cast off as well. After doing that, I go back to front between the first two stitches, and then I go in between the second stitch. So I don't know if you can see what it is I'm doing. The first leg of the stitch I pick up, and the second leg I go to the other side, and then I pull through. And that's one pass. Something goes wrong. I don't know what it is. I think maybe I'm not making a mistake, but it doesn't look like the video I'm following. So I'll also post that in the description, but if someone can tell me what I'm doing wrong, would be very nice. If anyone in the comments can help me and explain to me what I'm doing wrong, because I've tried the tubular bind off 3 times, 2 times on this color, once before, and it just doesn't want to click in my head. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And if someone in the comments can help me and explain to me what is going on, that would mean so much, because I'm very confused. I don't know what's going on. I'm doing wrong. And it is stretchy, but it just doesn't look good. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe it does look good and it's supposed to look like this. I don't know. But to me, it looks weird. So I'm just going to show you guys the result right here. Post a video of me doing the tubular bind off. And if someone can help me in the comments, I would really appreciate it. But this is where we are, and technically I like the design, so that's good. I just think it's way too dense, so I'm gonna maybe only do 1 strand of yarn, or maybe the needles are the issue and the needles are too thick and I should go, the needles are too small and I should go 1 size bigger. I don't know, because it's already 7 millimeters. The biggest needles I usually use are 6. I'm a 6 to 4 millimeter needle girly. So 7 is pushing it, 8, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm already happy with this. I think I'm just gonna unravel this completely. Hopefully someone in the meantime can tell me what I'm doing wrong with my tubular bind off. And then I can cast this on and continue this project. I will talk about my acquisitions at the end of the video, and then I can show you the yarn because the yarn is amazing. Then I don't think I have any other whips. I do want to mention my Checkered vest. I appreciate all the help you guys gave me as a solution for it. I'm still thinking about what a good solution is for that vest. I'm putting it in my pause pile because I really need to finish what I'm talking about now, but I really appreciate it. So I'm thinking about the Checkered vest, still thinking about the ways I can finish it off. I don't know. Someone else commented recently that I maybe should use a slip stitch. That uses literally the least amount of yarn, so that's also a really good idea. I don't know. Still thinking about it. Then we need to talk about my acquisitions. I'll just start with the yarn I used for my orange to yellow transition vest. It's beautiful. I went to the Veritas. Wait, I'm gonna take it out. And this is why I'm on a yarn ban. I have too much yarn. Too much new yarn. I don't need it. So I bought a lot of different yarns because I was also inspired by Studios on Instagram to just play with more combinations instead of being so restrictive, even though I don't think I'm that restrictive with my yarn, but I could be more adventurous. So I bought a bunch of colors that were in that yellow family, and I bought the violet yarn. These are all yarns from the Veritas themselves, and they're at the moment doing, and I think it's a 5+1 action on their yarn. And I thought it was going to be, oh, the cheapest yarn is going to be the one with the discount. No, they're taking off the equal amounts of money on every yarn. So I got the violet yarn, and this yarn is this lime green with hints of yellow, very fluffy yarn. And this seemed so funky to me. I have 2 balls of it because together, I think I wanted 100 grams, so I bought it twice. It's made out of 62% acrylic, 20% wool, and 12% polyamide. That's why it's pretty, it's like loosely twisted wool that gives it this fluffy feeling, but it's so cool. I really like this yarn. I saw it and I was really intrigued by it, so I had to take it with me. Then the first yarn I saw when I wandered into the Veritas store is this one. Odette. this Odette yarn that is 300 grams and has 720 meters, but it was at a discounted price of €8. I saw this and I was like, oh, you're going home with me. You are coming home with me. Look. It's literally, it feels like it's reflective when the sun, the sun. It's not sunny here in Belgium. This is my ring light that's giving it this light. But the ring light gives it such a fluorescent vibe. It's not in my comfort zone, but I saw it and I was immediately attracted to it. So I just let my emotions lead me in the yarn store, you know? It's not always a good idea, but I did it. So here we are. So it was at a discounted price. It was €8. It's made out of 58% acrylic and 42% nylon. And it's a lime color and it's beautiful. And I really wanted this to be like one of the main colors that guide through that dip dye-y color. And because it screams almost yellow, by mixing it with the green, it kind of makes it less like intense. Especially when you look at my swatch, you see how bright it is at the bottom, because this gives it such like an accent color. With the lime, with the green and yellow, it's still pretty fluorescent. Both are really loud. Like, let's not act like this isn't really loud, but this really is like purely yellow fluorescent, and this is more like a whimsy green yellow vibe. So I thought together this would be pretty cool. Then of course I wanted some mohair, and Veritas has a pretty wide range of colors. I wouldn't say it's Hobie levels of color, but this is their version of a kit silk, because it's made out of, come on, show me the list, 70% mohair and 30% silk. And this is expensive. We know it's expensive, but they were discounting. So I bought 2 rolls of it, and this looks just delicious. This orange, it's beautiful, and I really liked it with the other colors I have. I needed some balance because this was so like yellow, scream. I wanted to mix a little bit of orange in there to tone it a little down. And this was perfect. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And I've worked with this mohair before. I love it. It's amazing and it's beautiful and so soft. So I got this as well. And as my 5th bowl of yarn, I got this Lisette yarn. This is made out of 39% nylon, 37% wool, and 24% acrylic. And this was like, it looks a little orange, but it's actually, to me, more like a very dark mustardy yellow color. And it's super soft. Like, it's kind of slippery soft. I would say this is like fuzzy soft and this is slippery soft. I think it's the nylon that gives it this slippery quality, but it's so pretty and also really fuzzy. I like how from afar you can't see the stitch definition when you knit it, but when you look up close, it's really, really pretty. So I saw this yarn and I was like, I need it. You're coming home with me. That's what I thought when I saw this yarn. So together, it's such a fun little family of colors. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to have to make another swatch to have a good, to make sure that I like not just the way the colors bleed into each other, but also the thickness and the fabric it creates, because both of the fabrics for now are not giving what I want them to give. We're gonna have to make a 3rd swatch, but it's okay. And also growth. I didn't used to do this. I used to just start, and now that I do all of this, I feel very smart and responsible, and yeah, that's nice. But I have to make another swatch. I just do, because the fabric, knowing what fabric you're gonna create in your piece before you start your piece is so important. Please swatch. If you're a new knitter watching me right now, swatch, because I did 2 swatches and I still have to unravel. So just do it. Just make a gauge swatch. Even if it isn't for the gauge, just do it to see what kind of fabric you're gonna create. So that was for this project. Okay, this is kind of a boring acquisition, but it needs to happen. I've got the yarn for my Pinterest inspired sweater. I finally got it. They don't always have the Julia yarn you're looking for in stock in the Zeeman. So sometimes I just walk in there to see if they have what I'm looking for because I don't want to order. Also, a super cool policy that Zeeman has is if you keep the receipt and you don't use the yarn, you can give the yarn back and get your money back. So definitely keep your receipt when you go to Zeeman. Definitely keep your receipt when you go to Zeeman. That's a really nice policy. But I got a sweater quantity of it. I have a bunch of scraps that I could also add into there to make that sweater. So that sweater is ready to go. I haven't casted it on yet because I have too many cast-ons as we speak. I cannot cast on anything else. I have to finish something because the hooded scarf was my reset project to get back into knitting because I spent so much time sewing on this one project. I'm going to mention it because I know this is a knitting podcast, but I really want to mention it because I'm so proud of it. It's this fast. Look at how pretty it is. And that's like one way to wear it. I'm just going to turn it over because I'm lazy. And this is the other side. Look how pretty. I'm just going to mention it because I posted 2 videos that are basically 1 hour of me breaking my brain trying to make this. So if you guys are wondering how I created this textile, how I made my first quilt, definitely watch my last 2 videos. So I was constantly sewing for a week and a half. And sometimes when I don't do something for a certain amount of time, I kind of feel like I forgot how to do it, which doesn't make sense. Obviously, I'm not going to forget how to knit. But I like a small little reset project to get back into knitting. It's going to be done in 2 to 3 to 4 days, like just a small project. And I can get back into knitting. And that was my little hooded scarf that I'm obsessed with and I keep wearing everywhere I go because it's so cool. So yeah, I just wanted to show, this is like a really cool piece. I just wanted to show that. Then I have my last, no, that's not true. Just my last yarn acquisition. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday I went to this beautiful little yarn shop in Bruges with my boyfriend. It was really fun. Bruges was really fun. Really cute city. And the yarn shop was so cool. The yarn shop is closing, which is sad. It's called Stick-a-Stick. And I'll drop their website down below, but they're having a sale. Like 50, 30, 20% sale, and basically 20% on all their yarn. So if you live in Bruges, or even if you just live in Belgium, Belgium is a small country, go to that yarn shop. The lady is really nice. She's really sweet. I asked her if they had some local yarns, but she said no. So I went looking around in the store, and I literally found the yarn version of love. To me, this yarn just, if I think of love in physical form, in a yarn, it's this color. Oh my God, guys. I'm sorry, but like, and this is the most dramatic I've ever been in my life over yarn. It's 100% merino. It's yarn. The yarn itself was spun in Italy and dyed in India. Oh, guys, please. Oh my God. I can't even look at it. That's so pretty. Honestly, it makes me want to cry a little bit. I'm so dramatic, but like, it's so pretty. And it goes from this rich burgundy into browns and like dark orange, and it's so beautiful. You see, the camera picks everything up, so that's really good, but wow. I've never seen yarn this pretty. And it was like 14 euros a skein. I thought this was going to be 20 bucks. It's 14 euros a skein. I saw this yarn and I was obsessed. Like, I just couldn't put it down. I just couldn't. Yeah, and then I went to check out for this and she was like, yeah, usually you just stay with your first love. And I didn't even have a plan for this. I was like, I'll just get 3 skeins of these. I'm sorry, 3 hanks. I'm sorry, 3 hanks. These are my first hanks. I don't know how to act. Of these are just so pretty. Now, do I have a Swift? No. Do I have a yarn winder? No. But I did promise myself that if this channel hits 1K, which this is me begging, please, I only need 20 subscribers and then this channel hits 1K, which is crazy. Guys, this is insane. Absolutely insane. But it would mean the world. If you're not subscribed yet and you've watched a few videos, you could please subscribe. And just, we could be fiber friends, you know? You and me hang out, talk about yarn. It's awesome. And the community is awesome. Everybody here is super nice and super helpful. You like it here, you know? I promised myself I'd buy a Swift and a yarn winder if I hit 1K because, to be honest, I need it, especially now that I have these hanks. I need it. I spend so much time winding up yarns with my hand. I cannot justify not having it anymore. I mean, I can justify not having it by just not buying it. But yeah, I need a Swift and I need a yarn winder. And yeah, but this, I saw this yarn and the store is so cute and beautiful. And yeah, definitely if you live in Belgium, day trip to Bruges. It's such a cute city as well. Like, it's so beautiful, the architecture and stuff. So yeah, this is so pretty. I just have to show it one more time because, like, oh my god, literally love personified. It's amazing. And wait, because I didn't have a plan for it when I went, but now I found a pattern. I'm gonna make the ripped turtleneck tank by Jessie Made Designs. Oh no, it's published in Jessie Made Designs. And this tank is so pretty because this tank is top down and I have, oh, wait a minute. I have like, wait, 600. I have like 720 meters of this, I think. Yes, I have 720 meters of this. Oh, I definitely have enough. I definitely have enough. I have 300 grams, but it's 720 meters. But the top is made top down. So I think I have a pretty short torso. I have a bigger chest, but I have a short torso. So I think I'll have enough yarn to make this. And it's beautiful. It reminds me of love. And the tank also kind of gives a romantic vibe. So yeah, look, I'm sorry. I have to show this one more time. Wow, it's so pretty. That was all of the yarn acquisitions I made. Then, finally, materials. I have a blocking mat and the rainbow blocking pins. This was a need. As you heard, because I don't have a Swift or a yarn winder, I don't like buying supplies I need for knitting, but especially because I want to make a pattern and I want to make sure that the final dimensions of everything I'm posting, it makes sense and it's written down accurately. I just needed to invest in one, and on bol.com I just bought the mat and these pins because I used to pin with pins I used to sew, and that's just not it. It's just not. I had to invest. Sometimes you just need to invest in the things you need to invest to block your stuff. And it was awesome. It was amazing. It was really easy. I blocked this. It came out perfectly. I really don't know. Well, I know how I did before. I just didn't block it. Or I would steam block it. Parts of my vests or sweaters. But yeah, this is another thing. Like, I just had to do it this way. They're literally, yeah. There's nothing else to say. It's awesome. It's amazing. I recommend it if you want to be able to block your knits in a good way. Definitely recommend it. Only if you, like, you don't have to, but I would say if you want like the good dimensions or be able to easily stretch you're knitting, it's just so easy to do it with that. I was fighting for my life when I was doing it with the pins I sew with. I think that was everything I'm currently working on. Yeah, I think that was everything. I thought I was gonna yap a little more, even though I think I've been talking for a long time. But yeah, if you guys could help me with the tubular bind off, because I looked at different tutorials. I thought I had it the second time. I do not. I'm making a mistake and can't figure out what it is. So definitely comment in the comments about that. About the knitting club, I'll see what's possible. A few people have reached out to me, which is awesome. That live in Ghent, they would be interested in it. So I just want to tell you guys I'm working on it. I will most likely update on my Instagram page. But yeah, I'm looking for locations, and I'll drop a Google Doc just to know what day would be the easiest for you guys, and so I can make some arrangements. So I'm working on all these things. It's very exciting, and I hope you guys have a good day, good week, good year, good things for you guys. And don't forget to subscribe. If you want to follow me, I also have an Instagram where you can follow me here. Post a lot of videos on there. Yep, very active. I have a Pinterest where I post all my inspiration, and Ravelry, of course, but everything is linked in the description. And thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye!